Imagine a European country where some of the continent's most beautiful women live, where buses and trams can be ridden completely free, and where a rare cheese can cost around $1,000 per kilogram. Add a capital that has survived more than 2,000 years of history, a family tradition found almost nowhere else on Earth, the legacy of Nikola Tesla, and some of Europe's oldest medieval monasteries. This is Serbia, a hidden Balkan nation with extraordinary secrets that most travelers have never discovered. Europe's stunning beauty capital. When travelers talk about Serbia, one surprising topic comes up again and again: the remarkable beauty of its women. While beauty is always subjective, Serbia has earned an international reputation for producing successful models, athletes, actresses, and beauty pageant contestants. Many visitors are struck by the country's tall population, as people across the Western Balkans rank among the tallest in the world. Serbian women have an average height of around 5 feet 6 inches, noticeably above the global average, giving them a distinctive presence. Belgrade, the nation's capital, is often described by tourists as one of Europe's most stylish cities, where cafes, riverside promenades, and lively streets are filled with people embracing fashion and personal style. Serbia has also produced internationally recognized tennis stars, basketball players, fashion models, and Miss Serbia winners who have represented the country on the global stage. But what surprises many visitors most isn't just appearance, it's confidence. Serbian culture places great value on self-expression, education, fitness, and social life. Many locals enjoy an active lifestyle, spending time outdoors, in sports clubs, or gathering with friends in the city's famous cafes. Combined with a rich cultural heritage and warm hospitality, these qualities have helped Serbia gain a reputation as one of Europe's most underrated destinations, where beauty is seen not only in people, but also in the country's vibrant everyday life. Europe's ultimate crossroads. Few European capitals have witnessed as much history as Belgrade. Standing at the meeting point of the Danube and Sava rivers, this strategic location has made the city a gateway between Central Europe, the Balkans, and the East for more than 2,000 years. Archaeological discoveries show that people have lived here since ancient times, while the city itself has been shaped by Celts, Romans, Byzantines, Ottomans, and the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Few places in Europe have changed hands so many times throughout history. Belgrade has reportedly been destroyed and rebuilt more than 40 times, earning a reputation as one of Europe's most resilient capitals. Today, remnants of nearly every era can still be found throughout the city. The iconic Belgrade fortress overlooks the confluence of the two rivers, offering one of the most spectacular panoramic views in the Balkans. Just a short walk away, visitors encounter lively shopping streets, historic churches, socialist-era architecture, and sleek modern skyscrapers standing side by side. This unique blend of cultures gives Belgrade an atmosphere unlike anywhere else in Europe. East meets West not only through architecture, but also through food, music, language, and daily life. With a metropolitan area of nearly 2 million people, Serbia's capital continues to evolve while preserving thousands of years of history, making it one of Europe's most fascinating and underrated cities to explore, where history lives on every street. Walking through Belgrade feels like traveling across centuries in just a few blocks. Few European capitals display such a remarkable blend of architectural styles. Ottoman houses, Austro-Hungarian buildings, elegant 19th century facades, socialist-era structures, and sleek glass skyscrapers all stand side by side, telling the story of a city shaped by countless civilizations. Rather than replacing the past, Belgrade has layered each chapter of its history into the urban landscape. The heart of the city is Knez Mihailova Street, Serbia's most famous pedestrian avenue. Lined with historic buildings, cafes, bookstores, and boutique shops, it attracts millions of visitors every year and serves as the city's social center. At one end stands the impressive Belgrade fortress, overlooking the meeting point of the Danube and Sava rivers. Built and expanded over nearly 2,000 years, the fortress contains Roman, Byzantine, Ottoman, and Austrian remains within its walls, making it one of the Balkans' most important historic landmarks. Beyond the city center, neighborhoods such as Skadarlija preserve the atmosphere of old Belgrade, with cobblestone streets, traditional restaurants, and live Balkan music. While the modern Belgrade waterfront showcases the city's rapid transformation. This striking contrast between ancient monuments and contemporary development gives Belgrade a unique identity, where every street reveals another layer of history waiting to be discovered. Europe's biggest free ride. One of the most surprising changes in modern Serbia is taking place in its capital, Belgrade. On January 1st, 2025, the city officially introduced free public transportation for everyone. Passengers no longer need tickets to ride city buses, trams, trolleybuses, or the BG train within the public transport network. With a metropolitan population of nearly 2 million people, Belgrade is widely recognized as the largest European city to adopt free public transport on such a large scale, making it a fascinating experiment that has attracted attention from urban planners around the world. For residents, the benefits are immediate. Students can travel to school without worrying about daily fares, workers save money on commuting, and senior citizens enjoy even easier access to healthcare, shopping, and social activities. Tourists also find it much simpler to explore the city, hopping between landmarks such as Belgrade Fortress, Knez Mihailova Street, Zemun, and New Belgrade without purchasing transport passes or figuring out complex ticket systems. However, the policy is about much more than convenience. City leaders hope that removing fares will encourage more people to leave their cars at home, helping reduce traffic congestion and improve air quality. The move also comes as Belgrade prepares for its long-awaited metro system, expected later in the decade. Until then, its extensive network of buses and trams remains the backbone of everyday transportation. Whether this bold experiment becomes a model for other European capitals remains to be seen, but it has already made Belgrade one of the continent's most talked-about cities for urban mobility. A family tradition found nowhere else. Among all of Serbia's customs, none is more unique than Slava, a centuries-old family celebration found almost nowhere else in the world. Rather than celebrating a town or community, each Serbian Orthodox family honors its own patron saint, a tradition passed from generation to generation through the family line. In 2014, UNESCO recognized Slava as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity, acknowledging its importance not only to Serbia, but also to the world's cultural heritage. Every family has a different Slava day depending on its patron saint, meaning celebrations take place throughout the year. Weeks before the event, homes are carefully prepared, special foods are cooked, and relatives travel from near and far to gather together. A ceremonial loaf of bread known as Slavski kolač, a bowl of boiled wheat called koljivo, wine, and candles all play important symbolic roles in the religious ceremony, which is usually led by a Serbian Orthodox priest who blesses the family's home. But Slava is much more than a religious observance. It is a celebration of family history, identity, and hospitality. Friends, neighbors, and even unexpected visitors are warmly welcome to join the feast, often enjoying hours of conversation, traditional dishes, homemade desserts, and glasses of rakia. In a world where many old customs have gradually disappeared, Slava continues to unite generations of Serbians, preserving a tradition that has survived wars, political changes, and centuries of history. It remains one of the strongest symbols of Serbian culture and one of the country's most fascinating living traditions. Serbia's wildest wedding rituals. A traditional Serbian wedding is far more than a ceremony. It's an all-day celebration filled with music, dancing, and customs that have been passed down for centuries. In many rural communities, one of the most famous traditions begins before the bride even leaves her family home. The groom must prove his skill by shooting an apple placed high in a tree. According to tradition, only after hitting the apple can he officially claim his bride. While today this ritual is mostly symbolic and not practiced everywhere, it remains one of Serbia's most recognizable wedding customs. The celebration itself can last from morning until late at night, and in some villages the festivities continue into the following day. Brass bands lead lively processions through the streets. Guests dance the energetic kolo, Serbia's traditional circle dance, and long tables are covered with roasted meats, homemade pastries, and endless toasts of rakia. Weddings often bring together hundreds of relatives, friends, and neighbors, reflecting the strong importance of family and community in Serbian culture. Although many modern couples now choose contemporary ceremonies, traditional elements are still proudly preserved across the country. For visitors, attending a Serbian wedding offers a fascinating glimpse into Balkan culture, where ancient customs, joyful music, and generous hospitality come together to create one of Europe's most unforgettable wedding celebrations. The country that treats you like family. If there's one thing nearly every visitor remembers about Serbia, it's the extraordinary hospitality. Serbians have a long-standing tradition of welcoming guests with warmth, generosity, and plenty of food. It's common to be offered homemade rakia, fresh bread, cheese, or coffee within minutes of entering someone's home. Refusing food more than once is often met with another friendly invitation, because in Serbian culture, making sure guests are well fed is considered a matter of pride. Meals in Serbia are famously generous. Grilled specialties such as cevapi and pljeskavica, slow-cooked meats, stuffed peppers, savory pastries, and rich stews reflect centuries of influence from the Ottoman Empire, Central Europe, and the Balkans. Fresh salads, local cheeses, and homemade desserts complete the table, while portions are often much larger than many visitors expect. Despite the abundance, dining in Serbia remains surprisingly affordable compared with much of Western Europe. A big part of everyday life revolves around the traditional kafana. More than just a restaurant or cafe, a kafana is a social institution where friends gather to eat, share stories, enjoy live folk music, and spend hours talking without feeling rushed. Some of Belgrade's oldest kafanas have welcomed guests for well over a century. Together, Serbia's hearty cuisine and genuine hospitality create an atmosphere that makes many travelers feel less like tourists and more like members of the family. Serbia's legendary national spirit. No drink represents Serbia better than rakia. This traditional fruit brandy has been part of Serbian life for centuries and is much more than just an alcoholic beverage. Distilled from fruits such as plums, apricots, pears, grapes, or quinces, rakia is often homemade using family recipes passed down through generations. The most famous variety, sljivovica, made from plums, is considered Serbia's national drink and is recognized around the world as a symbol of the country's cultural heritage. Rakia appears at almost every important moment in life. It is served at weddings, birthdays, religious celebrations, family gatherings, and even business meetings. Many Serbian families greet guests with a small glass of rakia before a meal, seeing it as a gesture of friendship and respect. In rural areas, producing homemade rakica remains an important tradition, and families often take great pride in the quality of their own recipe. Although Serbia has a growing wine and craft beer scene, rakia continues to hold a special place in everyday life. Visitors quickly discover that sharing a glass is less about drinking and more about building connections. Conversations begin, stories are exchanged, and strangers become friends. In Serbia, offering rakia is one of the clearest expressions of hospitality, making this famous spirit not only the nation's favorite drink, but also a symbol of its warm and welcoming culture. The world's rarest luxury cheese. Hidden in northern Serbia is one of the world's most unusual luxury foods, pule cheese, a delicacy so rare that it is often ranked among the most expensive cheeses on earth. Produced at the Zasavica Special Nature Reserve, pule is made primarily from the milk of endangered Balkan donkeys. Because female donkeys produce only a very small amount of milk each day, far less than cows or goats. Creating even a single kilogram of cheese requires an extraordinary amount of milk and countless hours of careful work. This extremely limited production is what makes pule so valuable. Depending on availability and market conditions, its price can reach around $1,000 per kilogram, placing it among the world's costliest cheeses. The cheese has a firm texture and a rich, slightly nutty flavor that many food enthusiasts describe as unlike any other dairy product. Making pule is a slow and delicate process. The donkeys are milked by hand. The milk must be carefully processed in small batches, and only a tiny quantity of cheese is produced each year. As a result, it is rarely found outside Serbia and has become a sought-after specialty for chefs, collectors, and adventurous travelers. While Serbia is famous for hearty Balkan cuisine, this remarkable cheese proves the country also hides one of the rarest gourmet treasures in the world. The land that honors Tesla. Few names have changed the modern world as profoundly as Nikola Tesla, and Serbia proudly celebrates him as one of its greatest national icons. Tesla was born in 1856 in the village of Smiljan, then part of the Austrian Empire, to a Serbian Orthodox family. Although he later lived and worked in several countries, his Serbian heritage remains a central part of his identity, and today he is regarded as one of the nation's greatest scientific inspirations. In the heart of Belgrade stands the Nikola Tesla Museum, one of the few places in the world dedicated entirely to his life and inventions. The museum preserves thousands of original documents, photographs, personal belongings, scientific drawings, and even Tesla's ashes. Visitors can also watch live demonstrations of his groundbreaking electrical experiments, bringing to life the discoveries that helped shape the modern age. Tesla's influence can be seen throughout Serbia. His portrait appears on the 100 dinar banknote. Belgrade's international airport proudly bears his name, and schools, streets, and technology centers across the country honor his legacy. Around the world, Tesla is remembered for pioneering work on alternating current, wireless transmission, radio technology, and electric motors, innovations that continue to power everyday life. For Serbians, his story is more than a chapter in science. It is a lasting symbol of creativity, curiosity, and the belief that one brilliant mind can change the world. The Empire of Emperors and Raspberries. Serbia is one of the few countries where ancient history and modern agriculture come together in a truly unexpected way. Historians estimate that 18 Roman emperors were born in the territory of present-day Serbia, including Constantine the Great, the ruler who legalized Christianity and founded Constantinople. This remarkable number is second only to modern-day Italy, highlighting Serbia's importance during the Roman Empire. Archaeological sites such as Felix Romiliana and the ancient city of Nisus, now Niš, continue to reveal this extraordinary past. Yet Serbia is just as famous for something far sweeter: raspberries. The country has long ranked among the world's leading exporters of frozen raspberries, supplying markets across Europe, North America, and Asia. The fertile valleys and mild climate create ideal growing conditions, and thousands of family farms rely on raspberry cultivation as a major source of income. Serbian raspberries are prized worldwide for their rich flavor and high quality. These two very different legacies often meet on the dining table. Traditional Serbian cuisine combines locally grown produce with recipes influenced by Roman, Ottoman, Austro-Hungarian, and Balkan cultures. Fresh berries, homemade jams, grilled meats, seasonal vegetables, and rustic breads reflect both the country's fertile land and its long history. In Serbia, every meal tells a story shaped by emperors, farmers, and centuries of cultural exchange. Europe's next rising economy. While Serbia is famous for its rich history and traditions, the country is also quietly transforming into one of the Balkans' fastest-growing economies. Over the past decade, major investments have modernized highways, railways, industrial parks, and manufacturing centers across the country. Belgrade's skyline continues to evolve with new residential towers, business districts, and waterfront developments, reflecting a nation looking confidently toward the future. One of the biggest drivers of this transformation has been China's growing investment. Serbia has become an important partner in the Belt and Road Initiative, with Chinese companies helping finance and build key infrastructure projects, including high-speed rail links, bridges, highways, and industrial facilities. The modern railway connecting Belgrade and Novi Sad has dramatically reduced travel time between the two cities and represents one of the region's most significant transportation upgrades in recent years. At the same time, Serbia continues to attract investment from the European Union, the United States, and other international partners, creating a diverse and expanding economy. The country's strategic location, skilled workforce, and competitive business costs have made it an increasingly attractive destination for manufacturing, technology, and logistics. Although challenges remain, many economists believe Serbia is well positioned for continued growth. As modern infrastructure expands alongside its remarkable cultural heritage, Serbia is steadily emerging as one of the most promising and underrated countries to watch in the Balkans over the coming decade. Serbia is a country full of surprises, where ancient history, vibrant traditions, breathtaking landscapes, and warm hospitality come together in ways few travelers expect. From its fascinating culture to its remarkable people, there's always something new waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next incredible destination.